Right, so if I ask you the question of what is the best football club in the world, you might have a similar response to Barcelona, Real Madrid, the Sandwich Islands, and you'd be completely and utterly wrong because, of course, as we know it, the best football club in the world is Arsenal. Just there's no debate. There's no debate. You know, it hurts me inside because whilst yes, of course, I am joking. Arsenal, they're not. They're plain. They're a bit crap. I wanted to do today my first FIFA 17 related video in the way of an Arsenal squad prediction. Now, I'm going to try and predict the ratings of most of the players. More importantly, I have tried to emulate that in the way of their stats. Of course, it's all made up by myself, like it was in the footies video. But I'm quite interested in stats, so I want to see how kind of close or far away I can predict them. They're probably going to be massively over-exaggerated because I am an Arsenal fan, but I've tried to be somewhat neutral and unbiased. So I think with all of that said, we'll jump into the first player today. Of course, all of these graphics were made by myself, and I do have to say they actually look really rather decent. I mean, you know, giving myself a good old pat on the back there, but we'll jump into the first play today, which of course is going to be the starting goalkeeper known as Petr Cech. Now, I could have chosen Ospina. I think Szczesny's gone to Roma permanently, so he's kind of out of the question, but I've chosen Cech because I think he is going to be the starting go-to keeper for Arsenal. Put him up to an 87 rated keeper, which is just insane. I think he definitely deserves the upgrade. I think he's done, you know, exceptional stuff for Arsenal. When we needed a really good class keeper, there was Cech, I suppose. Anyway, 87 rated, 85 diving, 87 reflex, 86 handling, 79 kicking, 87 positioning. Looks very, very decent. Now, the two centre-backs I've chosen, the first one is, of course, Laurent Koscielny, as an 85 rated. I do believe that is a +1 for Cech as well, if I didn't mention that already. But a +1 for Koscielny. I think that's probably deserved. I mean, 86 could be possible. I think that's probably stretching a bit too far. But 85 rated centre back with 80 pace, 69 dribbling, 88 defending, 82 physical, 65 passing. Looks very, very decent. The next one is slightly questionable because Mertesacker is injured. Gabriel is only recently injured. Before I kind of made this, he I think it was in the friendly against Man City, he got injured, did something, I think tore a knee ligament or something, or possibly ankle related, I don't know. But either way, he's possibly not in the squad, so it could be Bielik, the centre defensive mid, could play centre back. Could be Rob Holding, the new transfer from Bolton, I do believe, could play centre back. I really don't know. Hopefully Arsenal do sign a really class centre back as well as another class player, which I'll get onto in just a second. But we have chosen Gabriel. I think, you know, if he wasn't injured, he'd probably play in that position. Kept him at a 78 rating, 70 pace. You know, all the stats are the same. Looks half decent for a fairly average centre back. So the first fullback is going to be Nacho Monreal, which I've given a +1 to, with 78 pace, 77 dribbling, 83 defending, 75 physical, and 74 passing. Onto the right back is going to be the one and only Hector Bellerin. Now, this is one of probably the only player I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of rating he's going to be in FIFA 17. Hopefully going to get this out before or on Tuesday, the day that they do the FIFA 17 foot reveal type thing. I doubt there's going to be any kind of player ratings involved, but if there is, you know, I want to try and get it out before then. But I've given him a +3, which is absolutely massive, going from a 77 to an 80 rated right back. Definitely deserved. You can't argue that Hector Bellerin is one of the best, maybe not the best, but definitely one of the best right backs of all time, in the Premier League. Definitely quite a few really class centre back or right backs rather, and Hector Bellerin is definitely up there in one of the top tier right backs. So I think he's deserving of an 80 rated card. Definitely a massive boost with 97 pace, which is just mind blowing. 79 dribbling, 79 passing, and 75 physical, with of course 80 defending. Just looks so incredibly good. Cannot wait to see what he's like in, of course, FIFA 17. Now, the first centre mid is going to be Granit Xhaka from the Bundesliga. I can't remember what club he played for, but in the Bundesliga he transferred to Arsenal. I don't believe he's warranting of an upgrade nor a downgrade. I don't know how well he played for his previous club, so I can't say if he is, you know, worthy of an 83 player card. Of course, if you do watch the Bundesliga, of course, do let me know if you feel he probably does deserve an upgrade. But I've kept him at an 82. I feel that's fairly fitting. Same stats, so we'll have to see how well or bad he does this season for Arsenal. The next one is, of course, I suppose slightly questionable, but I've given it to Aaron Ramsey. It could be Jack Wilshere, could be Francis Coquelin, El Neni. It could go to. So, you know, it's a position up for debate, but I feel Aaron Ramsey is probably, if he doesn't play at centre attacking mid, he'll probably play CM. But anyway, I've given him a +2 from an 82 rated card to an 84, mainly down to the fact that he did exceptionally well for Wales in the Euro. So I think he's definitely deserving of an upgrade. I think he got like 3 international man of the matches, which is just insane. Stat wise, he's got 73 pace, 83 dribbling, 81 shooting, 71 defending, 81 passing, and 79 physical. Every stat over 17, it just looks incredible. So would not complain at all with that. The centre attacking mid is of course going to go to the maestro himself, known as Mesut Ozil. 88 rating. Now I've said +1, but I do believe he's an 88 rated card in FIFA 16. He got an upgrade, I think it was, from 87 to 88, so not really an upgrade. I have upgraded his stats very marginally, you know, +1, +2 across the board. So 74 pace, 76 shooting, 90 passing. I think it's very, very deserved. 88 dribbling, 59 physical. So we'll have to see if it's possibly 89. I mean, 89 seems a little too high myself, but you know, it could be possible. It could go down to an 87. I don't feel he's going to get a downgrade, but you know, anything is possible. The first winger is going to be the right wing, I do believe, and that goes to, okay, no, actually, the next player is going to be another centre attacking mid by the name of Santi Cazorla. Kept him the same at an 85. I believe he was injured for the majority of the season. So not warranting an upgrade nor a downgrade, I believe. He could go to an 84. We'll have to see what happens. But I put him in there because I feel if Ozil doesn't play because of injury, or I mean, I heard that Ozil and Sanchez are probably, you know, are not really on the board to sign a new contract. So whether or not he stays at Arsenal is another matter. But either way, if Ozil isn't playing though, I feel that either Ramsey or Cazorla could probably play that position. Anyway, the first winger is going to be the right side of the field, and that goes to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Giving him a +1 to an 80 rated card, I do believe. I think he's definitely proving himself in the Arsenal team. Against Man City in the friendly, he played so incredibly well. So if he doesn't get an upgrade, I would really like to see him playing in the squad of Arsenal. Of course, the position could go to Walcott. It could go to, I don't know if they're willing to play Sanchez on the right or possibly at striker. I know Walcott said he wants to play on the right side, but then they play him at striker. So I have no idea. I have literally no idea about any of the positions. But this video is so improvised. I can't remember the order. Anyway, the other right mid is of course Theo Walcott. As you can see, I've given him a +1 as well. I'm not really sure if he's warranting a +1 upgrade. You know, possibly a downgrade. I don't really know. If anything, I think he's probably going to stay the same. But I boosted him by +1, so nothing's really changed. You know, 97 pace, fast as always, 81 dribbling, 75 shooting, 74 passing, and 63 physical. So standard stuff there. Now, finally, we move on to the left side of the field, which of course goes to Alexis Sanchez. Now, I haven't upgraded him at all. I don't feel he did anything that exceptionally well. So whether or not I'm wrong, maybe he does go up to an 87, which I wouldn't complain about. I'd be very, very happy with an 87 Sanchez. I don't feel he's worthy of a downgrade either. So that's kind of my mentality behind keeping him the same. Again, we'll have to see. So the last position, of course, today goes to the one and only, the legend himself, Olivier Giroud. Now, as questionable as this might be, I've given him a +1 upgrade. If he, again, warrants an upgrade, but I feel he did somewhat decently in the Euros for France, so I could definitely see an 83 rated Giroud. I mean, again, it wouldn't really make much difference. He's still average, average as always. 70 pace, 71 dribbling, 84 shooting, 71 passing, and 85 physical. So again, that is just Giroud. So it's just Giroud things, Giroud things. Alright, so that is going to be the starting 11 Arsenal predictions. I do want to do 2 other players which could happen. Now, there's 2 transfers really on the cards. I'm not really sure about Mahrez just yet, so Mahrez is very questionable. I feel we do need a centre-back and a striker. So apparently there's been talks with Mustafi, as you can see on screen, to come to Arsenal. Apparently it's been agreed, terms have been agreed. So whether or not we do get another centre-back, which we desperately need, is still yet to be seen. But I would absolutely love to see Mustafi, you know, a world-class, experienced centre-back for our team. So I haven't upgraded him or downgraded him. Kept him perfectly neutral. I mean, I don't know how well he played for, I think it was Valencia. So he might go to an 83. It's very, very possible. I don't really know. So that's why I've kept him the same. Now, the next player is, of course, going to be Alexandre Lacazette. Arsenal needs a striker. I think that's evident, Arsenal fan or not. Arsenal need a striker that can score goals, bit of pace up front. You know, Lacazette brings just that with 89. I have also upgraded him by a +1. Even though I don't watch Ligue 1 at all, or not really that much. From the FIFA standings and how well or how many different variation of cards he has, that must mean he did somewhat decently at his club. So I think that's deserved, whether or not he does transfer to Arsenal or not. So gone to an 85 rated striker with, of course, 89 pace, 87 dribbling, 86 shooting, 76 passing, and 76 physical. Looks insane, just insane, and the perfect striker I think that Arsenal definitely needs. So there we go, and breathe. So that is going to be my Arsenal squad predictions. Hopefully most of them are somewhat agreeable. Of course, you know, I'd love to discuss this in the comment section below. If you feel there's any different ratings you feel you'd give to different players, do of course let me know in the comment section below. But with that said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.